July 17th. I've been up for a while. I just finished a phone call, a very brief phone call not too long ago. I thought that there was going to be an opportunity for me to audition to be a contestant on Ellen's Game of Games, which is right up my alley. It's one of my favorite game shows, but that didn't work out because I've done a game show in the past 2 years, so I'm just not eligible. I have to wait, so maybe the next season. So that's disappointing, but at least I know my name is out there and the possibility exists. And so now I'm getting ready to go take a class on my Peloton. Yesterday, I completed my 50th ride in less than 2 months. And I posted on Instagram yesterday because I really thought that by this point, I would have made a video that is strictly devoted to the Peloton, but that just hasn't happened because there's just been so many things going on with figuring out what's happening with the upcoming school year and preparing that I just haven't gotten it done. And it's not, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not my priority when it comes to content. So I haven't made the video. I don't know when I will. Maybe I'll make it as I approach my 100th ride. But if you're curious, generally speaking, not even generally, wholeheartedly speaking, I am happy with the purchase. I have no regrets. I did answer a few questions on Instagram yesterday. They're in my stories. If you're interested about that, I will see if I can save them to my highlights if you want to see some of the questions people asked and how I responded to them. So I'm getting ready to go do that. I don't know what class I'm going to take yet. I haven't figured that out. But I thought today would be a good day to vlog because it has been just such a week and I haven't been in the mood to pick up the camera all week because it has really just been such a week for different reasons for me. But I thought today was the perfect day to do that, just to kind of rehash the week. Today might be somewhat eventful because we had a very interesting board meeting last night that didn't go the way I think anyone really expected, and I'll go into that after I take this class and shower and look a little bit more presentable to talk about that. So we had a board meeting last night that didn't go the way that we thought it would go, and today the governor is supposed to come on and give an update, and everyone's hanging on his every word just to see what he says about schools in our area. So that's gonna happen. Then there's a meeting that I need to attend with the negotiations team about last night's board meeting, and then we have a district-wide site rep meeting for union reps today, so that's going to happen. And then I also had my own little social media quote-unquote drama that I just kind of had to work myself through, and that's all been a part of this week. And so right now, as far as how I'm feeling, if I were to be 100% honest, I just feel anxious, I think is what it is. I have like chest pain, like I just feel uncomfortable, like chest pains, but not like to the point where I need to go to the doctor, but I know it's just anxiety about just like everything. So I thought, why not share this day with everybody? So I'm gonna go take the spin class, then I'll get dressed, and when I have time to kind of sit down and like gather my thoughts, I'll kind of tell you guys what's been up in a little bit more detail. So time to
laid out county by county all throughout the state of California. We are now putting forth guidelines that say schools can physically open for in-person education when the county that they're operating in has been off our monitoring list for 14 consecutive days. If you've tuned into these daily briefings, you're very familiar with our monitoring list. I'll be updating that list later in the presentation today. But we are now putting forth guidelines that say, based on the data, based upon the background spread, the community spread of the virus, that if you are not on that monitoring list, you can move forward as a county if you choose to physically open your campus, physically open your schools. However, schools that don't meet this requirement, they must begin the school year this fall through distance learning.
So I just finished watching the press conference with our governor where he explained what the protocols, the guidelines are going to be for the start of the school year. There were 5 main points. The main point that everybody was listening for, and the first point that he talked about, is how a district can determine whether or not they can start school, or they should, well, no, if they can start school, because this is a mandate. If they can start school in person when the school year starts. As of right now, the rule is your district, or not your district, your county has to have been off the state's watch list for 14 consecutive days in order for you to be able to start school with in-person classes. Our district, our county is not meeting that guideline, and most counties in the state are not meeting that guideline. So that means most school districts are going to have to start online whether they like it or not. So that was the main point that was made. Another point that was made is that face coverings will be required, face mask and shields for kids that are in 3rd grade or above. If they are below 3rd grade, then it is strongly suggested. Obviously, staff is going to have to wear them. Maintaining social distancing is going to be required. Regular and continuous symptom checks for staff. Testing, I believe was mentioned in there, and having rigorous distance learning, more rigorous than what we started off with, given the fact that last year when we started all of this, we thought we were going to be doing it for just a couple of weeks. But bottom line for me and my life as a teacher, and really the life of most teachers in the state, regardless of what your district decided, we're gonna have to start virtually. Which brings me to the dramatic board meeting that we had last night. So we had a board meeting last week where the district laid out the plan, where they provided parents with 3 options to choose from. Option 1 was a hybrid model where students came in, half your class came in for the AM session, the other half came in for the PM session, and then they went home and did independent work. The second option was complete virtual learning, so 100% through the computer, with a lot more guidelines and accountability in place than what we had going on at the end of the last school year. And then the third option was taking advantage of the homeschool program that we already had in the district, which is different from virtual learning because the curriculum is different and it's a little bit more flexible in terms of when things have to be done and turned in. So the board meeting we had last night was an emergency board meeting because it wasn't normally scheduled, but given just the fluidity of the situation, we needed this meeting because numbers are spiking in this area and we needed to know what was going on. So the superintendent presented his plan that our teachers union was in support of, that basically said, given the situation, we are moving to start virtually until it is safe for us to actually offer hybrid classes. We had tons of parents come in for public comment, express their concerns, ask questions, and I think most people in the district just assumed that that was going to be what happened, that we were going to start virtually because surrounding districts had already made that decision. It was a done deal for them, and normally we tend to follow suit with what is happening in the surrounding districts. But that didn't happen. Our board voted against that, said that they wanted to maintain the plan that we had put in place last week, where the 3 options were still available for parents to choose from. And so everybody was just kind of shocked because I don't believe in this district that has happened before, where the board has voted against the recommendation of the superintendent as well as the teachers union. So we were all shocked. Me being a member of the negotiations team, we were texting back and forth. We were shocked. Because we felt a little blindsided. We weren't really prepared. We don't think our superintendent saw that coming either. So that meeting ended at about, it had to have been 9:30 or so. And so that's how it ended. Now, we were shocked, but then when we had a moment based on some of the comments that were made by some of the board members, I came to the conclusion, as well as some other people on the team, that that felt like a very political move. Like they didn't want to be the ones to take away the options from parents everyone knew that the governor was going to be speaking the next day, which is today, and a logical person is going to assume that the governor is going to mandate that schools cannot open because it just appears to be unsafe. So that was my takeaway from it. Now, I don't know if that's true. I could be wrong, but that's what it seemed like, because now the board is not, you know, the quote unquote bad guy. Whatever it was, whatever the motivation was, the mandate has been put out. We are gonna have to start online. And for me, I don't think I said, I don't know what I've said or what I've shared on YouTube specifically. I was happy to have the option for hybrid. I was looking forward to going into the classroom and having students around me. And even though that's what I want, I'm not naive in the sense that I realize that it's not the safest thing apparently right now, because the numbers are just out of control. So is it what I want to do? No, but it's what needs to be done and what I have to do. So that was the drama of last night's board meeting. The other drama that is more specific to me, I think I will share that later on today, because it is 1:20 right now. I need to go get some Starbucks because it's Friday and that's my Friday treat. And I'm also very, very hungry, to the point where I have a headache and I'm feeling a little lightheaded. So I think it's best for me to go get my Starbucks and get myself something to eat. Well, I'm gonna eat what I have here at home. But as far as my Peloton ride, I don't know if I said, but yesterday I hit my 50th ride. Today I took a 30-minute Britney Spears themed ride with Cody Rigsby. I believe that yesterday was the 20th anniversary, he said, of her releasing the Hit Me Baby One More Time album. So I took that ride. It was a lot of fun. And then I took a 10-minute wait Britney Spears themed class with him afterwards. So that was great. So, oh, the other thing I want to show, since it's right in front of me so I don't forget, I also, excuse me, got this book in the mail from, I know that this person follows me on Instagram, but I'm not 100% sure if they follow me here on YouTube. But this is titled Love Yourself. It is actually a teacher's self-care journal that was created by Dr. Lorraine Smoots. She sent me a nice card as well. It is on Amazon, and so I will link it in the description box. And it really is just a book where you can kind of journal some things that are specific to you as a teacher. I'm gonna see if I can turn this around. There we go. So for example, here's a page. You put the date. You talk about how you're feeling at the start of the day, what time you went to bed, what time you woke up, things you're grateful for, what were your highs, what were your lows, what is your inner voice saying right now, and what will tomorrow look like. And then over here, there's like a little self-care log where you can talk about things you've done to take care of you. So I think I'm actually going to try and use this school year, because I think I'm gonna need it. I don't know what the school year is gonna look like. So yeah, if you'd like to support an educator, because I do believe she is a fellow teacher, go ahead and click on this link in the description box and order it from her. I've also added it to my Amazon store. So what I'll probably do is just give you the link to my Amazon store so that you can find it there. I think I put this under professional reads. It's somewhere. I need to organize it, but it is there. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Starbucks. I'm gonna come back, have some lunch, jump on this meeting with the team first, and then get ready for our meeting later on today. So that's Friday so far. Okay, I have to do a taste test. Let's see. It's a good one. am now in between meetings. I just ended the meeting with the negotiations team just to kind of make sure we had an agenda for the meeting we're gonna have with all the site reps and any teacher that wants to join. We had to shift things over and use the district Zoom account because we have a feeling a lot of teachers that are not site reps are going to want to sit in on this meeting because, you know, it's kind of some important information being shared. So we just got that together. We set an agenda, and then the union meeting is in about 45 minutes. I wanted to share something with you before I forgot. So I went to Starbucks a little while ago. I had my lunch. My lunch I just posted on Instagram. Lunch right now for me is really just a bunch of little snacks because I don't feel like cooking. I don't necessarily want anything heavy. I just want things that are refreshing. So I just have been eating fruit, crackers, cheese, whatever. But when I came back from getting my Starbucks, or while I was on my way to get my Starbucks, sorry, I was listening to this book that I want to share with you guys. I've shared it on Instagram, but I don't think I've shared it here very much. And I want to because it's very important. It's a good book. It is called A Different Mirror by Ronald Takei, or Takaki. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is in my Amazon store. You can find it cheaper elsewhere, I'm sure. But first things first, it is a very dense book. And the type is very, very small. But I've been listening to this for a couple weeks now through Audible while I cook or walk the dog sometimes or drive. And the reason why I'm sharing it is because it just gives a very good history lesson on just like race in America, different ethnic groups and cultural groups and their experience in the country. And it touches on so many different groups. I just finished listening to the experience of Jewish people in America. It's talked about Mexicans, Chinese, indigenous people, enslaved Africans. Right now I'm listening to the part where now they're talking about Black Americans that weren't slaves at any point and don't really have very close memories to it, like meaning that they were never a slave. And I think it's just an important read, really obviously for someone that teaches US history, but really just anyone in general that wants to have a better understanding of that aspect of our country. So again, I would highly recommend listening to this, reading this, regardless if you're a history teacher or not, but if you're someone that just wants to inform yourself and have a better understanding of some of the historical practices that have taken place in this country that have affected several different groups. The Irish, the Chinese, the Filipino people that have come to this country, I would suggest this. So I'm honestly gonna try and take a quick little power nap before this next meeting, and that's it. It's 6:30 and I've been on the Zoom call for our union meeting for about 2.5 hours. There's over 200 people in it. We're just going through questions and answers. I had to get up, turn my camera off because I just needed to get up. I needed to cook. I needed to like move myself around. And it's exhausting. It's hard because people have a lot of questions, and I think for me, maybe just coming from a negotiations perspective, is it's hard to get people to focus on like the immediate questions that truly need to be answered. So some people are asking very specific questions for things that could occur down the line. And for me, I think it makes more sense to focus on the questions that we need to have answered to get the school open and like the basic functions of things going on, because we'll continue to have union meetings throughout the year and all of these things can be talked through and negotiated, because there's so many things that we just don't have answers to because everything is just in constant flux and change. So I have to get up. So I have them turned down right now. I'm gonna listen, but I'm also going to be cooking a portion of this meal. I think it is sweet and smoky pork burgers. I don't know if I'm gonna make the carrots yet because after all these meetings and sitting around, I feel the need to have French fries, so the carrots just may not happen. But I may decide to be good and change my mind. We'll see. That's my refrigerator. So I just wanted to check in so that the consistency of this vlog wasn't totally ruined. So I'm gonna get back to this meeting and cook. So we'll see when this meeting ends. The meeting has ended. It is 6:56. I have gotten this far. Am I showing anything? No. There it is. I have gotten this far with cooking dinner. I just have the patties ready, the onions that I need. I'm not making the carrots today. I'm just not doing it. My only dilemma is that I need foil for these hamburger patties because it says I'm supposed to put these patties in the skillet and cook them along with the onions and loosely cover it with foil, which I don't have. And I don't know how important that's going to be, but I'm going to find out. So I think maybe I'll just cook it a little less time. I don't know. So that is what I'm doing right now. Liza was on that meeting too because it was open to all teachers, and she said we should go walking today. I need to text her and see if she still wants to do that so that we can get some fresh air and just like clear our minds, because honestly right now my head is hurting from just like the information and the questions and the stress in general about the school year. So I'm gonna call her to see if we are still walking, and if we are and I can remember, I will try and vlog a little bit of our walk so that you guys can see her. Rayleigh's right there laying on the floor, and we don't know where Genesis is. She's probably upstairs laying down. So I'll keep you posted on whether or not I'm going on a walk with Liza. Just happy that the meeting's over and I can just kind of focus on my cooking right now. Alright, I got the hamburger patties made without the foil. Everything seems to be okay. Cleaned up the kitchen, and Liza and I are in fact going on a walk. It's 7:30. It's cooler, so we're gonna get some fresh air together. I thought I would vlog on the way to our house and tell you what my little drama was yesterday. So I have an Instagram account. I'm sure a lot of you know because I recognize some of you from there, and then if you don't know, I do. And I, about a month or so ago, a little over a month ago, put out a video called Dear White Teachers that was in response to some of the messages I was getting specifically from white educators in the immediate days following the whole George Floyd situation, the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement, or the intensity of the Black Lives Matter movement. So I put out this video, and so one of my followers on Instagram yesterday morning, was it yesterday morning? No, the day before. So yesterday was Thursday. Wednesday morning, sent me a video link from the Instagram page for Teacher Heart Out. So Teacher Heart Out is a well-known teaching conference that happens once a year around this time, where a lot of teachers that are well-known in social media present on different topics based on their strengths. And so the video starts off with all of them saying, "Dear White Teachers," and they're wearing their Black Lives Matter shirt, and then they go on to give advice that is geared towards white teachers, obviously. And so I watched it, and this person was just sharing it with me, not out of malice, really just like, hey, did you know that this video was out there? Because she liked it. And it wasn't a terrible video, but I immediately felt a certain kind of way. And I grappled with it all day because the messaging that they were sharing in there is important. Like, it's important for white teachers to hear some of the things they were saying. It's important for all teachers to hear some of the things that they were saying. And so I chose to repost it in my Insta stories, really, as I've told people, for the greater good. Like, I did it for the culture, basically. So I reposted it, but I did comment in my repost that they also had written a letter to white teachers to let it be known that I had written one as well. And then I put a quote from my letter in that video. And I thought I would just leave it there and just kind of see how I felt throughout the day. But it bothered me all day. It bothered me because I knew that some of the people that were in the video were aware of my video, and I think I was just hurt that those people that participated, like when they were uttering the words "Dear White Teachers," like no one in the video thought to let the conference know, hey, by the way, there's another video like this. Should we collaborate? Should we tag this person? Should we put the two together? And it was just me grappling, sorry for the sun. It was me grappling with that feeling and the feeling of like, you know, what's important? Is the message getting out there important? Is it important that you get credit for having done this? So I really just tried to resolve all those issues within myself throughout the whole day. But it really bothered me the entire day. So later in the day, I decided to post about it on Instagram. I will try and put that post somewhere here, if I can remember, if you want to see it. Well, I mean, you'll just see it, but if you want to see what I actually said, you would have to go to my Instagram account. And the gist of what I said was, you know, this video came out. Well, the gist of what I said was social media is just an interesting place. This video came out today. I briefly explained how it started, what the premise of it was, and then I also mentioned that over a month ago I had put out a video very similar to that, and acknowledged that it could be a coincidence. Like, that is definitely a possibility. But I was honest in saying that I found that hard to believe. Like, I didn't think it was a coincidence because I knew people in the video had seen my video, and come to find out, one of the people that are associated with the conference had liked my post when I put out that video. So I put that on Instagram, and I got just a flood of support from people liking the post, commenting on the post, tagging the conference, really asking for them to acknowledge that I had created a video under the same concept and with the same messaging before. And so that happened, that went on throughout the day. By the next day, the conference, one of the organizers of the conference reached out to me. We spoke over the phone. They said they had no clue that I had made that video, that they weren't trying to steal the concept, the idea, asked me how they could make it right. It was a very civil conversation. I basically expressed the same thing that I've just said, that it's very coincidental. People in it had seen my video, and so I said all I really would like is for my video to be recognized on their page, and then make some kind of mention of the fact that I had made that video. And they said, okay, we'll do that. So they did it, and I acknowledged that they did it on my Instagram account. And at the end of the day, am I satisfied with the post that they made? I'm satisfied that they acknowledged it, but I'm not necessarily satisfied with the messaging, because the messaging still kind of came off as, we didn't know, let's just brush this off, let's move on. And all I was really looking for is, like, you know, something like, we're so sorry for the oversight. And those words were never used, or the words sorry or apologize were not used in that post. They did take the video down from their conference website, but their post acknowledging the existence of my video was only posted on a page that is separate from the conference post. So they have a Instagram account for Teach Your Heart Out, and then they have a separate Instagram account for the people that are in charge of putting together the conference, and that is where their acknowledgement post was, which to me doesn't really make any sense, because that is not where their video was ever posted. So to me, I feel like that was a strategic move, because they didn't want that post on the page of the conference, so as not to make the conference look bad. And I understand, you know, they're running a business, but still, I still like feel like they could have done more. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied am I with that? I would probably say a 7. But at the end of the day, I'm satisfied that I got my feelings out. I was able to post how I felt. I was validated by the people that follow and support me. And that's really all that I was looking for. And that, like I said, at the end of the day, more teachers saw it. They did also do an Insta story where they shared the link to my video on that same account that is separate from the conference account. So that was my little drama yesterday. It was kind of nerve-wracking because I'm basically like calling out a teaching conference that is pretty popular, but I'm glad I did it because I do believe in advocating for yourself and standing up for yourself, and that's what I did. Like I said, I felt very validated by the people that supported me, and so I have no regrets in that regard. So that was my drama yesterday. I don't know if anything else will come of it, but that's what happened. So I'm here. Sure. I'm here with Liza, and she's offering me a shirt. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to walk. Okay, so it is now midnight, and I did end up going on the walk with Liza. I came home, ate my burger, and I ended up getting French fries, and in the process, I just got in a mood. I think I didn't get in a mood. I've actually been in this mood for, I think, for a long time, like everybody else. I've just really like suppressed it. And some days and some nights like today, or really like tonight, it just gets to be too much. And I posted something on Instagram. It's just the amount of energy it takes to just continuously tell myself it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be okay. Like the loss of, I guess, normalcy and the loss of like knowing what to expect is causing me to just have a lot of anxiety. Like I know what the next school year is gonna look like. I just don't know what to expect because I've never really done it this way before. Like distance learning at the end of the school year is not what we're about to do. It's something very different now that we're in this kind of for the long haul. And I think every now and then, like just the weight of everything that I'm like suppressing and saying everything is gonna be fine just like rears its ugly head. And this week has been eventful, but not in the best of ways, with, you know, finding out what the state is deciding, having board meetings and union meetings that have lasted hours on end, having that drama with social media, and then just knowing that we're in this and we don't know when this is gonna stop. I don't know how long this is gonna last. So I can't even like talk myself through like, okay, if you can just get to this day, you'll be fine, because I don't know what that day is going to be. And to be like dealing with all that on your own, I think sometimes it's just a lot. I have no distractions, so I can just sit and stew and stuff for a long time. So I didn't really do anything besides come home, eat my dinner, watch The Real Housewives of New York as well as Beverly Hills, and now I'm upstairs. I'm getting ready to take a shower and just kind of lay down and watch TV until I fall asleep. So it's kind of ending on a down note, but that's just like the reality of where I'm at. I wasn't even sure if I was going to wrap up the vlog because I feel bad that I'm like in such a mood right now, but you know what? It is what it is. This is how I feel right now. I know I'm not the only one. I know that a lot of you out there are probably feeling the exact same way, whether you're teachers or not. I think just living in a world of so many unknowns and uncertainties and the indefiniteness, if that's even a word, of it all, it's just a lot. It's a lot to absorb and deal with and function with every day. So despite my mood, if you like this day in the life, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do that. If you are not following me on Instagram, make sure you head over there. As I've said in many previous vlogs, I am very active over there. Like I probably check in at least once a day, if not more, over there, whereas here you really only see me once a week. So follow me. The username is the same, Smarty Style. And I will check in with you guys at some point next week, I believe. I ran out of space on my memory card. So anyway, I just wanted to say that's it for this vlog. Give it a thumbs up if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay safe, keep hope alive, hang in there, and I will talk to you guys later.